Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and man, it feels like this week of Ultra and Ultra Summer has gone on forever. The good news is the leagues will be rotating in a few short days, but while it's still here, I'm looking to have some fun, and today's video will definitely provide that. As today, I'm going to be taking a look at a trainer who is hunting down Virizion with a level 50 fully maxed out Venomoth. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, Danny's, so many thanks for the battle submission. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and let's check out Venomoth hunting down Virizion in the Ultra Summer Cup. Hopping into game number 1, and unfortunately Virizion is here, but not the alignment that Danny's was looking for, as it's led into Swampert. But the Shadow Scizor save switch is answered with Gastrodon, and this is a prime opportunity for Danny's to generate an advantage in this match. Scizor probably cannot win the 2-shield here because it is running Bullet Punch. However, if Scizor is able to force a 1-0 shield advantage, then hopefully Venomoth will be able to sweep in the endgame. The Night Slash bait grabs shield number 1, and Trailblaze is going to grab shield number 2. Now in comes Swampert. The Swampert secondary charge move does switch back and forth throughout these battles. In some battles it's on Earthquake like the move graphic, and in other battles it is going to be on Sludge. Here we will see the Hydro Cannon picking up the knockout, and it's going to be all up to Venomoth to try and close out the game. In comes Venomoth, in the back is a Tentacruel. Can Venomoth take home this win? Venomoth will be firing off the Bug Buzz. That's going to land resisted damage onto the opponent. Venomoth can survive a Scald here, so we will see the no-shield opponent baited with an Acid Spray, hoping to try and get a shield, and that bait is going to prove to be a costly one. Venomoth now going to put up the shield as Tentacruel is going to full send the Scald. Venomoth has farmed up so much energy, going for the last second Poison Fang. This is resisted damage. Will it KO the Tentacruel? Yes, it will. In comes Virizion, and Virizion's going to be taking big damage from the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is going to land, immediately putting the opponent into range where a Sludge could KO. Quick switch to Swampert is going to force their energy, as a Sludge would be game over. In comes Venomoth. Venomoth should be heavily resisting whatever they throw here. It's the Leaf Blade. Venomoth tanks that move like a champion. Even despite one of the worst leads his team could see, Virizion into Swampert, Venomoth, against all odds, is able to get the reverse sweep and bring home the win. Game number 2, and the leads are not getting easier. Oh my goodness, Swampert into Victory Bell. The save switch to Shadow Scizor unanswered from the opponent. That's a pretty big surprise. Night Slash will do big damage, we will see the shield come out, and there is Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt is a great answer to Bullet Punch Scizor, since the Bullet Punch is going to be resisted. Even after a Trailblaze lands, these Bullet Punches still just do not inflict meaningful damage. Scizor is at a shield advantage and is going to use its first shield of the match here. Scizor going to get to Trailblaze number 2. This is boosted, but the opponent has boosted up their defense as well. Trailblaze does pick up the knockout. In comes Jellicent, and Jellicent does get an aggressive farm down. In comes Shadow Swampert. This Swampert is now on Earthquake, and that's going to be very, very helpful because Earthquake is going to be what's needed to get damage onto this Jellicent. Swampert farming up. Oh my goodness, this Earthquake expensive with Mudshot. Now going for the Earthquake. Earthquake is going to land. The surprise nuke pays off, and now this poor opponent is about to get Venomoth. Surf picks up the KO. In comes Venomoth. Venomoth gets the Psywave down, and all that's left is the Victory Bell. And it doesn't matter what Victory Bell throws here, everything is going to be at least one stage resisted. Poison Fang shielded, and all that's going to do is make the Psywaves hit even harder. Venomoth able to farm down. 2 bad leads, but 2 wins. Much better lead in the next match, Shadow Swampert into Tentacruel, and we see a simultaneous switch out, Shadow Scizor into Belly Bolt. Instantly switching out is a brilliant play from Danny's, as that means Danny's is not going to be behind a turn. Danny's actually wins charge attack priority and is able to land that Trailblaze before the Parabolic Charge connects. Unfortunately, Scizor will get farmed down, but the good news is it's not like the Tentacruel is going to have an amazing matchup because there is the Psywave user in the back. Parabolic Charge, not going to do a whole lot. Swampert back on Sludge for this matchup. Swampert able to farm up to the back-to-back moves. So at the very least, Swampert will exit exit with a Hydro Cannon loaded. Will the opponent bring back in the Tentacruel? No, they're going to bring out Virizion. So the remainder of their team is weak to Psywave. Can Venomoth clutch here? In comes Venomoth. Opponent sends out the Tentacruel. These Psywaves not doing a ton of damage, but a Poison Fang debuff can help with that. Poison Fang not going to do much, but hopefully ramping up the Psywave damage now that it has landed. We will see the shield from Venomoth, able to call an Acid Spray bait earlier, but not taking any chances. The Scald does not get the debuff. Venomoth now going for the harder hitting Bug Buzz, hoping to land it through the shield, but the opponent suspects something may be up, and they will put up the shield. Venomoth will put up the final shield and look to go for the farm down. Scald gets a debuff, and that means the Tentacruel makes a last-second charge attack. That is so unfortunate. Scald gets them low. Oh no, the Venomoth, I think, may have thought the Virizion was going to switch in, but it does not. Instead, able to get the farm down, but the Venomoth is just too low. Virizion will be able to double kick down, and Virizion is going to get its revenge in this game, as in comes the Swampert. No energy to speak of. Leaf Blade is going to KO, and unfortunately, that will be a loss. We move to the next match, looking for a bit of redemption, but the leads are not getting easier for Swampert. My goodness, another grass lead. Virizion going to stay in this matchup. Very nice charge attack timing from the opponent. Some Scizors have opted for X-Scissor in this meta, just so they have a move to hit the Virizion with. Obviously, this Scizor has not, so it is completely walled. The Trailblaze is going to land, boosting up the Bullet Punch damage. Able to get that Virizion quite low, but unfortunately not able to pressure a shield. Virizion's Sacred Sword will pick up the KO, and now in comes Venomoth. Opponent is going to pivot. They send in Credilli. Credilli would get absolutely deleted by a Bug Buzz. Venomoth farms up past the Bug Buzz, going to bait with the Poison Fang, and the bait is successful, grabbing a shield from the opponent. Oh no, they overfarmed. They play to a CMP tide that they do not win. Bug Buzz connects. Credilli gets one shot, and all that energy goes down the drain. In the back is Zekrom. Quick switch into the Shadow Swampert. Swampert going to fire off the Sludge at the Zekrom. Zekrom's typing is unbelievable in this meta, but what it does not have is the stats. Even just the mud shots are deleting Zekrom. Fusion Bolt is able to grab the shield. In comes Virizion, and Swampert is going to let it go. Leaf Blade will pick up the knockout, but this is Venomoth's game to win. In comes the Venomoth. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Great lead in the next match, Shadow Swampert into Crustle. I do think Fury Cutter Crustle is probably one of the most underrated Pokemon in this meta. Opponent banks energy on the Crustle and now is going to send out Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt immediately put under so much pressure by the Swampert. Swampert can probably just knock out here with a second Hydro Cannon. This Hydro Cannon is going to be shielded. Opponent can fire off the Parabolic Charge. It wouldn't KO, but it appears the Swampert has really good value into this team, so I honestly really like the decision to shield. As now Swampert gets the overfarm, knockout with the Hydro Cannon, exit pretty close to a move here, I believe only 3 mud shots away. Opponent sends back in the Crustle. Crustle will fire off the X-Scissor. That's going to be the end of Swampert, but Swampert was able to get some pretty nice value. In comes Scizor, and look at the bullet punches go. This poor Crustle. Night Slash will not be enough to knock out, so the opponent can survive. They're going to hang on and return fire with the Rock Slide or Rock Blast, depending on what they're running. It is going to be the Rock Slide, and in the back is going to be Credilli, and that's not what you're hoping to see when your final Pokemon is Venomoth. Venomoth will really not appreciate Rock Tomb. Unfortunately, the Poison Fang does get no shielded, didn't farm up to the Bug Buzz, but just trying to apply that Poison Fang debuff as soon as possible. Venomoth farming up, gets to the Bug Buzz. Come on. Will they respect it? It all comes down to this, and they do. No, and now they can overfarm so much. I have to imagine Venomoth is not surviving this Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb comes out. That's the end of Venomoth, and that was really nice energy management from the opponent with the Credilli. They did end up respecting the Bug Buzz, and that proved to be a very wise game-winning decision. We move to the next match, and Swampert is just getting absolutely terrorized on the lead in almost every game. It feels like it cannot stop leading into grass types. The safe switch of the Scizor unanswered because the opponent knows more than likely, unless they're running X-Scissor, Scizor is going to be walled here. Scizor fires off the Trailblaze. There's an O-Shield from the opponent. They're going to undertap their move and just try and keep this Virizion as healthy as they possibly can. Virizion will be a prime farm down target for the Venomoth. In comes the Venomoth. Will we see a pivot out from the opponent? Yes, they bank a move. They send out Kingdra, but Kingdra immediately under serious threat from the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is going to land. That's very nice damage, and in comes Swampert. Swampert farming up. This should only be an Octazooka. It shouldn't be enough for the outrage, so we will see the no shield 50-50 chance at a debuff, but the coin flip does not turn the opponent's favor, and we will see no debuff applied. Swampert very low, but has a charge attack loaded. Back in comes the Virizion. Virizion will get knocked out by this Sludge. Sludge picks up the KO. In the back is Gyarados. Oh, that's a spicy pick from the opponent. And this game is going to be won or lost by 2 shield Venomoth. Unfortunately, with the amount of damage Venomoth is taking from the Dragon Breaths, I think the opponent is just going to be able to farm down and take the win. They should double shield, and I don't think Venomoth is getting to a third. Poison Fang gets no shielded. Opponent maybe thinking Venomoth had more energy than it had, and Venomoth with 2 shields somehow clutches a miracle win. Oh my goodness. But in the next match, only bad news awaits, as it's the best Pokemon in the meta, Toedscruel. Toedscruel in this meta, I believe Wrap Earth Power is the best moveset to run, but the threat of a Seed Bomb is usually strong enough to pressure a shield from Swampert. Swampert will instantly respect the Seed Bomb, but it's just going to be the Wrap, and that just means these Mud Slaps are even scarier. Swampert farms up quite a bit of energy, firing off this Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon no shielded by the Toedscruel. We see a switch into Scizor, and Scizor is able to catch the Wrap. Wrap will obviously mean the already glassy Scizor will take even more damage. Out comes Belly Bolt, and this is a Thundershock Belly Bolt. Thundershock Belly Bolt is quite scary. It doesn't have the coverage that Sucker Punch does, but it has dramatically faster energy generation. Belly Bolt going to buff up its defense with the Parabolic Charge and will exit with energy. Parabolic Charge number 2 is going to connect into the Swampert. Swampert hoping to hang on, barely hangs on, not by much, and is going to return fire with the Hydro Cannon. That Hydro Cannon is undercharged to try and set up farm. It's Tentacruel in the back, and Venomoth has a lot of work ahead of it. Venomoth just going to apply an instant debuff here with the Poison Fang, hoping to ramp up the damage from the Psywaves. No shield from the Venomoth, hoping to no shield Nasa Spray, but that's going to be the Scald, and that's a lot of HP lost. Venomoth couldn't make a Bug Buzz without getting outpaced at the Scald, so it's going to settle for the Poison Fang. Poison Fang will help those Psywaves do more and more damage, but the big issue is there's still a very healthy Toedscruel. In comes the Toedscruel. It has the shield to hide behind as well, and unfortunately this game just looks unwinnable, as Venomoth cannot get to a second charge attack here. It's just going to get farmed down. Toedscruel leaves with a charge attack loaded. Could have just farmed down the Swampert, but instead it's going to be the full Scent Earth Power to secure the win for the opponent. Moving to the next match, and what a lead. Shadow Swampert into Shadow Typhlosion. Keeping switch advantage will be a must, and that should be easy to do, as Scizor is going to answer a Primarina safe swap. Primarina, not a Pokemon I've seen in quite some time in the Summer Cup. My guess is people are trying it out as we see Scizor live and incinerate on 1 HP to make a boosted Night Slash. My guess is people are trying it out to have an answer for Kingdra's safe swap, as Kingdra is an incredibly effective safe swap in this limited meta. Swampert is going to be putting up the shield, and it proves to be a wise one, as there's the Blast Burn. A Ferrothorn in the back could prove to be a little bit difficult. Both moves are resisted here, so I imagine Danny saw the Grass typing through the Sludge and then went, wait a minute, I should be throwing Hydro Cannon here, because Hydro Cannon will do slightly more. Venomoth, no shields, and that Flash Cannon is going to hurt. Venomoth just looking for damage with a Bug Buzz, hoping the opponent thinks it's a Poison Fang, and they do. That is really valuable damage. Venomoth farming up even more and getting to Bug Buzz number 2. This will be forcing the final shield from the opponent. Clock should be up for the opponent. There's the switch into Typhlosion, but it's too late as the Poison Fang is reached. That's big damage. Swampert snipes down with the Mud Shots. The opponent has a lot of energy on this Ferrothorn, but Swampert now has the Hydro Cannon loaded. Power Whip gets shielded. There is the Hydro Cannon right on cue. All the energy banked to the Ferrothorn. You saw the idea from the opponent, but unfortunately, it just was not enough to get the win. Hopping into the final match, and what do you know? Swampert met with Virizion one final time. Virizion banks a lot of energy. They do not throw it this time, and instead they're going to bring out Belly Bolt. If potentially Scizor up energy can flip switch, that would be very nice, because unless they're running Stone Edge, they're just going to have nothing they can throw at that Venomoth. They're going to go for the Parabolic Charge, ramping up their defense. We will see the Night Slash now launched by the Scizor. Night Slash is going to be shielded. Can Scizor get to another move here? Scizor does get the Night Slash, and it's going to be a CMP tie. Will Night Slash be enough to KO here? Belly Bolt. No, the 1 HP survive. That is devastating. Switch advantage unable to be secured. It's going to be Venomoth versus the world. The opponent is now going to bring in Tapu Koko as their final Pokemon. Now, that's a Pokemon I haven't seen in quite some time. Tapu Koko once was an absolute powerhouse in the meta. We're going to see a beautiful catch. This could be the Thunderbolt caught onto the Swampert, and it is very nicely done. If Virizion overfarms too much, they risk a Sludge landing, so they will fire off the Leaf Blade, but this means that it's now time for Venomoth. Venomoth should be walling everything. They only farm up to 3, so it is going to be the Leaf Blade, and Venomoth is just an absolute wall. Poor Virizion gonna get debuffed by the Poison Fang. They will end up no shielding, and they're just so low on that Tapu Koko. We will see the shield from Venomoth, because Venomoth needs to preserve a little bit of health to survive the Volt Switches. In comes Tapu Koko. That's getting farmed down. So is Virizion, and the final game of the video will end in victory. All in all, these were some very entertaining battles, so many thanks to Danny's for sending them in. Level 15 of Venomoth, I think, is an act of bravery, and then bringing it to the Go Battle League as well. As you can see, this trainer hit Legend and then decided to have some fun. They mentioned in the notes that I believe they went ever so slightly negative with the team, because obviously Venomoth is going to be a difficult Pokemon to get wins with, but I really like seeing people hitting Legend and then just having fun with it. Understanding that, you know what, the stressful part of will I hit Legend, won't I hit Legend, that's over. I can just have some fun along the way and potentially even core breaks of people with Venomoth. Venomoth, probably my favorite part of these battles was the Venomoth landing the Bug Buzz through the shield onto Credilli and just picking up that one-hit KO. Credilli, trying to maximize overfarming, unfamiliar with the Venomoth counts, ended up paying a very steep price. Now, it goes without saying, this is not a team that's recommended for climbing by any means. It has a level 50 Venomoth on it. But with this being not the most favorite rotation of 2 cups that I've ever seen, I feel like bringing some videos that could potentially just be fun rather than be a climbing team, because I know a lot of people are sitting these weeks out waiting for the Open Great League to return, is the way to go. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy watching content like this, please do consider leaving a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our channel members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is genuinely so appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.